Hello and welcome back to Real Wizardry, where we make your life more magical. I have a special guest here for you today. This is Daniel, he's my son, and I wanted his honest reaction because I haven't told him this, and I certainly haven't told you this, but Amazon have killed my book.
How?
Okay, exactly. So, this is the book I'm talking about. It's actually got a coaster in it, so let's record that bit again. It's called No Code Smart Homes by me, and it's all about how you can create a smart home without writing a single line of code. Amazon have killed my book, and as you can probably see, it says no, not for resale already on this. That's because this is a proof copy, which does indicate that, hey, you know what, this is a very new thing. I've got the new copy, I have bought myself the copy, I've gone through it, there's no errors in it, and it's now live on Amazon if you do want to buy it, purely out of pity, frankly. But what I've done, I've invented a new programming language, and you know about this anyway, because we've tested this. The system integrates with a large language model, and it sends up commands to the large language model. Think ChatGPT. So it's kind of like Alexa. I'm not going to say that word anymore because I don't want to trigger my own. I'm going to say the A word, or Miss A, or you know who, and I'm not talking about Voldemort. So, when you activate you know who, you can ask for pretty much anything using my system, and together with a large language model, it will output a whole bunch of code and text, and it will respond to things. And the way that I've done it is that you embed a tag into that response, and then when it comes back through your smart home, it will interpret the tag and the text together. It will read the text until it gets to a tag, then it will action the tag, then it will keep on reading the text. So that's kind of the innovation that I've done. But I've written a whole book about how you can program it yourself. And I say program very loosely because we don't need to actually use any programming language. You just literally use your own voice. Like, when I come home, turn on the lights, and it will just turn on the lights automatically, and it will create a routine. Now, if you've ever used you know who, creating those routines can be tricky. And
we fixed it.
We fixed it. That's kind of the innovation here, that we have fixed the big problem. And I think we've done it in a much better way than Amazon have done it. But no sooner had this bloody thing arrived than 3 days later, I get notification of something called Alexa Plus.
Ah.
Yeah.
What's that?
Okay, this wasn't rehearsed. What's that? Really good question. You know who Plus is a service that will basically do everything that this will do and charge you for it. The problem is that Amazon have not a monopoly, but they are way further ahead than I am. They've got a lot more resources, and they've got their devices in a lot more places. So if you want to do this, you can still do it, and actually I think it's better, personal opinion, but I think it's better because it embeds the tag within the text. Now, even with A+, it can do some of the things that we do and some of the things we have done, and we've done tests about this. I was going to put out a video about it when we did it around about Christmas time. You freaked out, and it was great. It was really good fun as well. Amazon are able to do 90% of what we can do. They don't embed the tag in the text. So what they do, they can react and they can create these automations, and they can do a very, very good job of learning all about you, putting it in a database in a similar way to what I've described in this book already. They charge you for it because it's linked to Amazon Prime. If you only go for A+ itself, it's actually more expensive than just Amazon Prime, which is a red flag to all of the YouTubers out there. So when they're doing this, and when they're actually talking about reviewing A+, they say this is a real problem, because what you're probably going to have is a whole bunch of Amazon Prime members who are essentially beta testers. So essentially you're paying for their development, and once it's got all of the bugs out of it, then they'll hike up the price. And they have done this sort of thing before. I don't necessarily agree with what they are doing, because they're probably also going to take the data, and I've not seen the terms and conditions, but I would imagine that their terms and conditions are awful in terms of data privacy. I can't guarantee that, and I don't want to defame Amazon, for God's sake. I really don't want to do that. But I do kind of think that giving your data to a large corporation like that, even if they're not directly selling it, it could be quite dangerous. For example, even in their marketing material, they've said, can you read a bedtime story to my child? That in itself isn't too bad. You can already do that. But what they'll then do is they'll say, what is your child's name? Now, if you then tell them, they will remember it and they'll incorporate that child into the story. That in itself doesn't sound too bad. But knowing your child's name and having that child have a digital footprint on your service and linked to you before they can give consent, I think that's a problem. They also know when you are in the house, when you're out of the house, what you're buying, when you're buying it, what sorts of TV programs you're watching, whether you've got lights or sensors in your bedroom, bathroom, kitchen, wherever, and potentially it could be listening to you all the time to make it easier for you.
Pretty dystopian, right?
Now, don't get me wrong, a lot of this stuff you could also say about what I've tried to do, but I've built this purely on trying to make it local for you. And the whole idea really is that you own your own data and you can create your own routines and you don't have to rely on you know who at all. I mean, you decide what's better. This isn't me trying to flog it. I'm literally just saying, isn't that a coincidence? I've made this book. It's a real book. You can look. There's actually words in there. If you want to zoom in, freeze frame it, by all means, that's actual text and every page is different. I might just release it free on my website because it's been built. No one's going to buy it now.
Yeah. We could hold a giveaway. Maybe we could hold a giveaway.
Well, for this one, for this copy.
Yeah, first copy.
Yeah, it's a proof copy. Why not? Yeah,
and we'll sign it.
And we'll sign it. Okay, if someone says something really interesting down in the comments, and it could be really interesting, then yeah, okay, we'll sign it and we'll send it over, shall we?
Yeah.
That's a good shout. Let's do that. Because it's worth bugger all otherwise. So, that's me. That's my little rant. I know that's not an ideal solution for anybody. Certainly not for me. This is the way the things are going. And to be honest, when I thought about this, I did kind of think, okay, well, the best way of proving the point is to probably make a book and do accompanying videos. I didn't even have a chance to make a video because this arrived and 3 days later I get the announcement and I just think, well, what's the point now? So I guess this is the video, really. We could show how awesome it is. I don't think I'm going to bother now. But essentially, you can say, tell us a story, and then by telling us the story, it will start to say, you're walking down a dark road at midnight, you know, to quote the Three Brothers, and or the tale of the Three Brothers from, you know, Beadle the Bard. And it would turn on the lights and it would dim them, it would change them to blue, it would maybe play a thunderstorm sound effect on the speakers, those sorts of things. And I just think that's really cool for immersive storytelling, but it just doesn't seem to be one of those things that we can really make any money off. So, hey ho, never mind. That's life, I suppose, and on with the next project. And we do have a lot of other things to get on with anyway.
Yeah, and it's all going to be pretty neat.
It's going to be really cool. So stay with us. Please click that like button, subscribe, ding that bell. All of that sort of stuff really helps out this channel. I know every YouTuber says it, but it really does help. So thanks very much. We're going to be back next time with some more magical awesomeness, or at least I am anyway.
Yeah.
But until next time, as always,
Stay magical.